Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Be Determined. Today we're going to be going over the brand new dungeon changes that have just come out and also talking about solo dungeons. Yes, you heard me right. Solo dungeons are coming to SkyBlock. So we'll be going over that as well. But if you guys are excited for today's update, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We just hit 5,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for 5K. To celebrate, we are going to be doing a big event, but I'll talk about that at the end of the video. So let's jump straight into it. Alright, so today we got August 3rd SkyBlock patch note. Starts off with today we conducted some maintenance to the backends of Kudra and Dungeons. So this isn't just for Dungeons. There's a bunch of changes with Kudra and Dungeons. And basically they're allowing you to re-warp back into Dungeons if you get disconnected as well as Kudra. So if you accidentally type /L or something and leave SkyBlock, or even if you accidentally warp to another island inside of SkyBlock, you can warp back in. So if you leave SkyBlock, then you just warp back into SkyBlock. You'll get automatically put back into the dungeon. If you leave the dungeon and go to another island inside of SkyBlock, your party leader will need to warp you back in, or if you are the party leader, you'll need to transfer to somebody else to get warped back in. Party leader can now instantly requeue a dungeon or Kudra instance when it has finished. This is a big deal because I know for people that don't use mods, this was a big issue. This is honestly one of the main reasons that I started using mods, but basically after you end a dungeon, there's a queue. But now there's going to be a message that appears in the chat after the end of the dungeon, and you can automatically just jump straight into another queue without having to disband the party and invite everyone back. So this is a big deal for people that don't use mods. People that do use mods, repartying is not necessary anymore. Now they also changed some stuff with the queuing system. So what used to happen a lot was you would get warped in and maybe your party members don't get warped in, or a couple of them don't get warped in. So now it's going to retry 3 different times to warp your party if they fail to connect. So that's going to be a big deal. Very, very helpful. This is a huge QOL to Dungeons. So if you guys are Dungeons grinders, this is a big help. Now, some menus and inventories that were previously disabled in Kudra after the Rift update have been re-enabled. So you can now check your storage, I believe, and a couple other menus that you weren't able to check. Storage, sacks, that type of thing. Because that was a really big issue for me personally. Trying to do Kudras after the Rift, I kept leaving my keys inside of storages. So we had to leave the Kudra instant to get my keys and then warp back in, and then we ran into all the queue problems and everything. So all of this is fixed. This should be a much better experience now. They also made it so players will now respawn with 3 seconds of invulnerability after being revived in dungeons and Kudras. So basically, if you get revived in dungeons, like right in front of a trap, you're not going to insta die, or inside of lava, inside of Kudra, you're not going to get insta killed. It's going to be very useful, very nice, good QOL. And players will no longer take damage before a dungeon or after Kudra fight. So before and after dungeons and Kudra fights. So basically this should fix the bug where you would be playing or just jump into a dungeon and then you'd go into F5 and realize that your character is doing the death animation, just like constantly rubber banding through the death animation. So this should hopefully fix that. So that is very, very nice. Also made a couple other changes. So the Archer Ghost Stun bow ability now actually works in dungeons. I'm not sure if that's going to be a big deal or not, but this is a big one. The Watcher mob spawning animations in the Blood Room have been sped up by 25%. So all of you Dungeons World Record runners, this is going to be a big deal for you guys. Also made it so telekinesis is no longer disabled in dungeons. So this will be helpful whenever you're killing mobs. The inventory or the items that they drop will just go straight into your inventory. But they actually made a pretty big nerf to world records as well. I did not see this until just now. Additional checks have been put in to prevent players from skipping directly to the boss fight, aka blood skip. So that should kill the old world record methods. So I guess we got a new world record category instead of setting old world records for old categories. But you see all that, and then we get to this little message here at the end, which is a very, very big deal. Solo dungeons will be coming very soon. Also, we're still tweaking and making improvements to the system and are monitoring the forums for feedback on the changes made. So if you guys have issues or have an opinion that you feel strongly about that should be changed to dungeons or made a part of solo dungeons when that comes out, then you can go and make a post on the forums, and the admins are monitoring it. So your feedback is being heard. I have heard a lot of people asking me what the next update is going to be, so I'm guessing it's going to be solo dungeon, which honestly I am down for that. I'm curious how they'll do some of the higher level floors, if they're going to like tweak anything to make anything easier for solo running, or if it's just going to be straight up gotta be goated have the best gear in the game to be able to handle solo dungeon. But either way, it's going to be pretty exciting. I was kind of hoping that we were getting T5 Sven and Tarantula Slayer next, with maybe level 10 Rev, Tarantula, and Sven coming out. But honestly, solo dungeon sounds like a lot of fun. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Now, before I let you go, I do have to talk about our guild interview event, which is happening August 27th at 2 p.m. So if you guys want a chance to join my guild, we're doing guild interviews August 27th at 2 p.m. It's a Sunday, and that is Eastern Standard Time as well. So I know time zones can be a little bit weird, but hopefully that time works for you, because this is going to be our last guild interviews ever, the last chance that anybody can get into the guild. I will be inviting friends and friends of friends in the future, but this is the last chance for any subscriber to just jump straight into the guild. So if you guys want a chance to get in, be sure to tune in to that live stream again August 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, thank you guys so much for 5,000 subscribers. It's been ridiculous, the growth that we've gotten in like the last 2 weeks alone, but I'm very grateful. Thank you guys so much for subbing, for leaving a like, and for watching to the very end. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully I'll see you at the guild stream. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless.